Let's talk about something that your grandmother have been saying for years now. The final judgment. What exactly happens when God judges us? What does this monumental event entail, and how should we prepare for it? Now, don't get all worked up. This isn't meant to be a source of fear, but rather a moment of reflection and understanding. The first thing to recognize about the final judgment is that it is inevitable. No matter how we interpret end times prophecy, Scripture is clear. People are destined to die once, and after that, to face judgment. Every person has a divine appointment with their Creator. This is a moment we've all read about in the Scriptures. It's a time that has been prophesied and described in various parts of the Bible. Think about it like this. It's a time when God, in His infinite wisdom and love, will set everything right. It's a moment of divine justice and mercy. First, let's head over to the book of Revelation. This book gives us a glimpse into the events of the final judgment. Chapter 20 tells us about the great white throne judgment. This is one of the most detailed descriptions of the final judgment day. It states, "Then I saw a great white throne and him who was seated on it. The earth and the heavens fled from his presence, and there was no place for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the book of life. The dead were judged according to what they had done, as recorded in the books. The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them, and each person was judged according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. Anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire." Revelation 20:11-15. Think of a big courtroom where Jesus is the judge, because that's exactly what will happen at the final judgment. Everyone who didn't believe in Him will stand before Him at what the Bible calls the great white throne. There, people will be judged based on everything they've done in their lives. It's like a giant record of every action, thought, and choice. And for those who rejected God, the punishment will be fair and just. Right now, people who don't follow God are saving up consequences for themselves, kind of like stacking up bad grades in school with no way to erase them. Romans chapter 2 verse 6 says that God will give each person exactly what they deserve. But for those who believe in Jesus, judgment is different. Believers will stand before Christ at a separate judgment called the judgment seat of Christ. Instead of punishment, this judgment is about rewards. Kind of like getting trophies for how well you lived for God. At the end of it all, Jesus, who knows everything, will judge fairly. The choices people make in this life really do matter for eternity. So what should we expect? What does this mean for our daily lives? Expect a moment of truth, a time when everything is laid bare, a time when all wrongs will be made right. It's a moment of ultimate justice and restoration, a time when our faith and our actions are laid bare before Jesus. It's a comprehensive evaluation of our lives. It's a sobering thought, but also a comforting one. Knowing that God is just and merciful brings peace, because in the end, it's all about being with God forever. This is the ultimate goal and hope of our faith. So, live your life with love, faith, and hope. These virtues will guide us through. Keep your eyes on Jesus and trust in His grace. His grace is sufficient for all our needs. That's what will see us through to that final day. It's our faith in Him that sustains us. Thanks for tuning in. Your time and attention mean a lot. Stay blessed and keep the faith. Until next time, remember, God's love and grace are always with you.